Well, when you were talking about it, that's what I was thinking. It was like, it isn't like you are being lazy. It wasn't like you weren't investing your time or your attitude is bad. There was something
Yeah.
very extremely human. And also what I thought about is like, and what were they teaching? Were they teaching about, culture development and empathy, but their actual behavior shows that empathy is not even a word that they really seem to
Yeah.
understand.
No.
That's so fundamentally against developing relationships and lifetime value that it's like, I believe it happens, and I could even think of some big famous gurus who probably behind that kind of heinous stuff, that it
Yeah.
was like, if they were on the other side of that contract, they would be the ones who would be trying to sue you.
Yeah. And well, let me tell you, I was at a point where I just I got so turned off by my own industry that was
Hmm.
doing that. It was ugly. So that's why I have just changed the way I do business. And
I love
that's
it
why
though.
when you say how long, this and that and the other thing, it's because of that that I'm a little
Right.
nebulous and putting things into a box with how long, because life happens, events happen. Who could have
Right.
predicted 9/11? Okay. And I had everything all set out. That's fine. All
Right.
my contracts got pulled.
But I think that's where, sort of despite airtight contracts or sort of true for contract language, acts of God, where there's something that comes up. Now, it's unquestionable that there's a whole lot of students out there who their lack of progress or success is absolutely their fault. You can't not put
Yes,
in the work
that's
and
right.
achieve the results. And for that, it was like, sorry, you don't get your money back because you
Yeah,
didn't do what you needed to do and you understood that is wholly
exactly.
different than here is something truly beyond my control. In which case you could go, okay, in this case, we can accommodate you. You can start next trimester or whatever it is. So I really respect what you've done there and that you've taken. That's an example of learning from the past and making the future better, but also, like I said, just being a human.
Yeah,
That it
exactly.
doesn't shock me in a cynical sense, but it shocks me that anybody would be so oblivious or to realize that because they're in the internet age. And though I'm not a lawyer, I don't know anything about the details, we can tell the truth about our experience with companies. And that those companies, anytime a company would do something like that to me, I was like, do you really want me to share my experience with everybody I know? Because I am prepared to
Yeah.
do that if you're going to be heinous, like you shy of being tied into a contract where that's impossible, in which case it's like, why would you ever enter a contract where they said, oh well, you can't talk about your experience, that is not the details of the training, but actually if something goes really wrong, we're going to sue you if you even tell people how crappy and unethical we truly are.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I personally did not. I mean, I did not get involved. I didn't go down that route at all.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
um nothing. I won't
Yeah.
refer them. I won't. No, nothing.
Of course not. Yeah. Yeah, and that's it, right? Even if you're silent, you know what you're not going to do.
Right.
That um protest of omission. And that's the tricky thing too with those is there's the component or the reliance. They're clearly in a sense, and yeah, I'm gonna be very judgmental here, not good people or not a good organization, and they're relying on people not to want to stay in that space of fighting the darkness, which of course, more than anything, has a tremendous personal drain on the person doing it. It's like you're taking care of you're taking care of parents or grandparents. You don't need this other heart wrenching thing to do. You have other things to do. So you let it go and they get the money and they go on their way. And they, in some cases, I think maybe even rely on the fact that people don't want the fight, right?
Hmm.
And it's just another level of evil. Okay, so the next